What's up guys, this is Alexi from Good Enough Stuff. Today I have a new package to look into. I ordered a TV antenna from Monoprice. There are a lot of these out there and this one was actually relatively cheap compared to its competitors, so I wanted to see how it would fare as we look into trying it today. Before we open the box, I'm going to look at the product description for the Slim Active HD3 on the Monoprice website. Break free from subscription TV with Monoprice's Slim Active HD3 HDTV antenna with 40-mile range. This antenna gives you an easy-to-use option for getting free HDTV broadcasts such as ABC, CBS, NBC, PBS, Fox, and much more. It is the best option for viewing national networks and local channels without any additional monthly fees. Monoprice states that this amplified antenna is great for areas where HD signals over the air are weak. They say it's very easy to install and use, making it a great option for anyone to get HDTV reception on a TV not connected to a cable provider. It has a sleek soundbar style design, which makes it an attractive addition to any room. Alright, now that I've talked a little bit about the package, let's go ahead and open it and see what the thing looks like inside. Now that we have the box open, the first thing we notice are some Reese's Puffs. I guess Monoprice believed that I'd like to have some cereal while I'm watching my TV shows. The next are 3 different vouchers for advertisements. You can look at them if you're interested and pause the video here. I'm not going to go into any depth. The final thing is the actual antenna. So now that we have this box, let's open it and see the contents of that. Okay, so now, let's see, this is the actual antenna, it looks like. Let me open that up. So here we got the actual antenna. If you look at the back, there are mounting holes if you'd like to mount it on a wall, so that's a possibility. I got the electronics and the wiring, it's all together, of course. We have some screws. It also includes a stand, as there is a mounting area in the back if you'd like to attach a stand, which is what I will be most likely using. And the last thing we have is the power brick itself. So now that we have everything, let's get to setting this up a little bit. The antenna uses a coaxial input. You'd use it to hook it up directly to your TV's antenna input if you want to do it directly, or if you have like some sort of recording box, you're able to plug it in through that as well, most likely. And now we'll take a closer look at the amplifier. It's not too exciting, just along the wire. It's an inline amplifier and you power it with the provided power adapter. One thing you might want to take into consideration is that the amplifier is located closer to the antenna portion of the unit rather than the output. So you have to take that into account if you're routing the power adapter to this, how you're going to hide the cables, how that might affect what this will visually look like cleanliness wise after all the routing. It might not be a big deal to you, but I thought it may be to some, so I just wanted to point it out. After attaching the power adapter to the inline amplifier, I turned on the TV and I tried to scan for antenna channels. So this is my first go at it that you're going to observe, and you're going to see that at first it doesn't really find that many channels. Now, one thing to note is that they state that this antenna is multi-directional. In reality, I mean it is, and it helps with the it helps you be a little more, give you some leeway, I guess you could say, with the positioning. But positioning is still a very crucial part of gaining as many channels as possible, as you'll see as I go through the motions here. You'll notice that I sped this up a little bit right here because this actually takes a long time to scan. So in my TV, which is a Panasonic TV, I have an option to auto setup, and the TV will scan for me the channels that it can see through the antenna. It'll vary by model, but this is a recommended step as this is the only way that it'll be able to scan for the right channels that it knows it can get, or else you'll have to flick through every single empty channel. I shot this when some daytime crappy TV shows are playing, so you're gonna have to kind of bear with me with some of the shows that are actually showing. But as you can see, I only got 13 channels from this scan that took about maybe 8 minutes, and the quality even isn't that great of most of the channels I get. The only real channel I see that I get was the very first one you saw was NBC. That was the only major network I got, and I mean, you'll see that as I flip through that nothing much is really good. I get some Springer, but it's kind of noisy. I mean, it's not very good. I had originally positioned the antenna facing outwards towards the outside through a window, assuming that pointing the antenna inside would cause some more noise due to the fact that it has more wall to go through. But it turns out, in fact, I was wrong. It doesn't really matter if the antenna is looking at more. You just want to make sure that it's actually pointing to locations where TV is being broadcast in your neighborhood. I live about 10 miles north of downtown LA, so I actually was pointing it in the complete opposite direction of downtown LA. A lot of these shows are from like the Burbank, Glendale area, so once I pointed my antenna to that area, I got much better reception, as you'll see right now. So you can see that flipping the antenna over 180 degrees made a drastic difference in signal quality. Now my signal is at about 83% signal strength, when before it was only about 1/5 of that. So even though this is a multi-directional antenna, direction is still pretty important, and you want to make sure to point it in the direction where signals are being broadcast in your area. Now I got all the big name channels that they said I would get, except for Fox. Fox still is kind of blurry for me, so I didn't show it here. It didn't really change from the first time I had positioned the antenna. But I mean, I paid about $10.22 for this thing, and the picture quality I'm getting from these channels is amazing. It's full HD, and I get a couple extra channels that are somewhat interesting. A lot of the channels are just Vietnamese, Chinese, or Spanish, but there's enough big name channels that'll make me give this an A+ rating. I would definitely recommend buying this antenna if you want to get started in this idea of having free TV without a cable subscription. For basically $10, I don't think you can do much better than this. This thing is pretty awesome, and I would definitely recommend it to everyone. My one only gripe with this thing is that the wiring from the antenna comes out of the base, which is a really stupid design if you want to leave it on a flat surface using the stand kinda like I have, because the stand comes pretty useless as the base is lifted by the bend of the wire at the bottom. But I mean, once again, for $10 that's a very minor problem for a great product.